Right. Okay. This is kind of a major match for a lot of different reasons. Let's be honest. The optimism is not very much there at the club right now, but hopefully there's just a half decent performance to be had. Hello, hi, what's good, what's popping? How yous all doing? It's Derby Day. This is the least optimistic I have ever been for one. Let's be honest. It's not the worst case scenario if we lose, because if we do, then there would be no reason for the board to keep a hold of the manager that we've got in charge right now. But after the last match, my optimism is totally done. Let's be honest. But happy New Year to everyone that's in here early. Happy New Year to everyone in general. Hopefully, you have had a decent start to 2026. It's only been a few days in, but I mean the weather's been relatively kind to us today. It's a little bit cold, but should be clear enough for a decent game of football, so that in itself is decent. Nice to see you, Jack. Nice to see you indeed. Happy New Year, guys. Shannon for today. Never been so nervous. Honestly. I feel like a lot of people are in the same type of boat. I'm not sure if anyone has seen the lineups, but the hope would have been that, Nancy would have changed to play with that four at the back system. No, we're still playing with the three. No sign of the new guy. Rojo, I believe his name is, that we signed, so that's fun. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how this one goes, just as a whole over the 90 minutes. It's a major match for two different reasons for both sides. If Rangers win, they're obviously straight back into the title race. I mean, technically they already are, but a win would put them on an even keel. Nice to see you, Austin. Hope you're well, mate. Nelson Chamberlain, happy New Year to you as well. Likewise, my guy. But yeah, I mean, Rangers win, they're back on an even keel. They will absolutely take that, given the fact that the first 12 games of the season weren't particularly that great to them, let's say. A win for Celtic keeps the hope alive just about, but a loss today is kind of detrimental to our season, especially considering the fact that it would probably be the worst start to a career that any manager has ever had at Celtic. Let's be honest, right? Nancy has started off not necessarily like a house on fire, but a house already burnt down and the ashes have been spread. It's just not been convincing at all tactically, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Nice to see you, Chateau. And as always, brother, hope you're well. Happy New Year to you as well, my man. Let's just pull up what we need to do here and here. So if you want a little breakdown of the lineups and stuff, I'll just pull them up so you can see that. I'm just going to get rid of this because for some reason it's decided to load afterwards. Fantastic. Main screen. There you go. This is how we line up if you're in a squeamish position. Look away now. That's exactly what we've got to play with. There is no feature of our new man. Instead, we've got a right back playing centre back and a left back playing centre back. Again, as if it hasn't worked the last few fucking times, we decided to stick with it. So that's fantastic. Schmeichel holds his spot in between the sticks, I should say. It's not going to be fucking great to watch, let's be honest. You got Yang and McCowan starting either side, which means they'll be doing the classic rotary thing with Maeda and Nigrin respectively in front of each, kind of systematic setup. If they're going to go down either flank, then yeah, we've got those rotating options. But you need to be the confident team with the ball. And we've not really been doing a lot with the ball besides passing it to, side to side the last few games. So ideally, we don't want to be doing that today. But our team is as follows: it's Schmeichel between the sticks, Ralston and Tierney as our kind of false centre backs, let's call them, and we've got Trusty being our anchor in the middle. It's McGregor and On taking up the two midfield spots, which is fair enough, with McCowan and Yang playing on either side. We've got Daisa Maeda, Benjamin Nigrin, and of course Johnny Kenny starting up front as well. So there's. It's not the worst looking team in the world, but formation wise it's dangerous. Let's be honest, it's not got a lot of positive reinforcement, let's say, over the last few games that we've seen with this setup and the way that we play just in general. We'll make chances. That's kind of why the score prediction down there is at 2 apiece. Even in my most optimistic form, don't really see us getting too much out of this game. It's going to be close, I'd hope. But if Rangers play even 5% as well as they can do, then Rangers are probably going to win this game. It's not to be disrespectful to us or anything, but the way we have played tactically just isn't good enough in a lot of aspects. So it'll be interesting to see how this one works out. But the most optimistic side to me still says if we get a point or something out of this game, which would be quite nice. It's always up to interpretation, but it's a packed out crowd. Even if it is just the start of a new year and it might be Baltic, it is absolutely packed out there today. When is it ever not? We should read out the lineups for Rangers as well, and then we'll touch on Celtic's lineup one last time before we kick off. If you want a little look at the benches before we do so, there you go. Rahul is on the bench. You can see him right there. he's vibing. So that's cool. But if you want some options that we can go to, we've got Yamada, Donovan, probably Rio and Bernardo as well, if we want to kind of go for those options. Scales as well on top of that. For Rangers, they do have a couple of options they can go with. Off the top of my head, I would probably say that Miovski and Diamondo would probably be two of those potential routes they could go with. Max Aarons as well, of course. But that's their lineup. Rangers kind of go with a more standard formation, one that actually makes fucking sense, so give them credit for at least figuring out that much. It's Butland in between the sticks, Magoma, Fernandes, Suter and Sterling is their kind of flat line defence, with Raskin, Barron and Asgard playing in their midfield three. We've got Mikey Moore playing on the left, Kusama playing on the right, and of course Yusuf Sharmiti playing as their solo man up front. For Celtic, it's, as we touched on, pretty straightforward. It's that good old fashioned bullshit 3-4-2-1 formation that's yet to produce anything of real potency, let's be honest. But Schmeichel starting between the sticks is about expected. Trusty, Tierney and Ralston. Of course, McGregor and Arn holding up the two midfield spots, so no Rio features in this one. McCowan and Yang play either side. Maeda and Nygren play just ahead of them as that kind of forward two line, but keep in mind they'll rotate with McCowan and Yang depending on overlapping circumstances and the like. And of course we've got Kenny starting up front as well. We're underway in less than a few minutes, and hopefully a half decent game is to be had, but who knows. Nice to see you, Lizzie. So you can't stay on the day, you're trying to stay positive for the game, but you're so nervous, keep on keeping on. Well, it's a good way to be, man. It's a really good way to be. Keep keep the kind of optimism and keep the faith. Maybe we get something out of this game. Like I said, I'm just going with the process of, if we win, fantastic. If we don't, then great. You know, we just take on the chin and move on. We kind of deserve it for bringing in a manager that's just not tactically all there yet. But who knows? Maybe he wakes up today. Maybe this is the day where he decides to finally do something of any significance whatsoever. And a win against Rangers is always good for the soul. If we win, we put our point gap back to 6, which would be nice, but considering the fact how wide the gap was just about a month ago, it's not looking likely. Nice to see you, Arthur. Hope you're well, my guy. You're fucking terrified. I feel like a lot of people are. I've already kind of accepted it. I was speaking to my mate before the game. He's away down to a bar to watch the match live, so it's yeah, I've had a few pretty interesting discussion points. We weren't very pleased when we seen the lineups, just because again the formation isn't necessarily the best under any circumstance. Let's be fully fucking honest. It'd be interesting to see how it adapts towards that kind of flat back four that we've got. So we have to be optimistic in the sense that we will get chances. We've got more bodies in the midfield and we can certainly get some overlapping crosses in, but the fact is Kenny hasn't been particularly on fire in front of goal. Nygren, as good as he is, tends to need about 3 or 4 chances. Maeda's about the same. So it's more or less about how the midfield plays today. And Arn and McGregor have been probably the most consistent out of the two midfielders, so it makes sense as to why they start. But again, you need a perfect performance, and it's going to be very interesting to see how we kind of adapt as the kind of, say, first 15-20 minutes play out. Rangers will go for us out the gate and understand that we are a team that concede a lot of goals early, so it's an interesting one for sure. But it's that good old 3-4-2 one that's done basically fuck all. I've noticed, managed to get a semi-decent-ish win against an Aberdeen side that's out of form, and that's about it. So yeah, we got that. Kenny score a brace. It'd be good for him, it'd be good for our morality, it'd be good for his confidence. I'd love to see it, to be honest with you. You're thinking 3-1 Pedro. I don't honestly blame you, man. I feel like a lot of people are in that boat where we're just kind of hoping for something half decent at the very least. But might as well pull up the lineups here. So if you want one last little look at it, you can. There, we'll read out the Rangers lineup obviously as they kind of get to that point. Nice to see you first cut. Hope you're well, my guy. Just had a vision. Oh god, please tell me it's a positive one. Danny should throw the game 3-0. I guess a wee gift, that'd be nice. Who knows? I mean, it would be a masterclass, because then it would probably mean that Nancy gets to keep his job. Probably the most damage they can do is just let us win, to be honest. Let's be fucking real. But hey, I've got my faith, right? Until we lose, I'm always going to say that we're in with a chance. But just based on the formations, that's why the prediction sits at 2 apiece right now. Obviously, if everyone was fully fit, maybe there's a slightly different story to tell. But yeah, pretty much as is. So yeah, for Rangers we should read out their lineup since they are the away side. So for those that are coming in or just missed it, it's Butland in between the sticks, McGoma, Fernandez, Suter and Sterling is their flat four at the back. It is Gordon, Raskin and Barron are the midfield three, with Gassama, Shimniti and Moore playing as their forward three. For Celtic, it's that good old shitty 3-4-2. I hate that so much. Schmeichel starts in between the sticks, Tierney and Ralston are our two kind of false centre backs, as we touched on previously. Trusty is our anchor centre back. We've got McGregor and Arm playing as our two midfielders, with McCown and Yang anchored off either side of them, with Nygren and Dyson playing as their more or less overlapping wingers, let's call them, in that kind of forward two. Keep in mind they rotate between McCown and Yang, Nygren and Maida. They'll kind of do the whole circle system. That's why I call it the rotary system, because nobody's always in one place and it just confuses them more than actually helps them. But Kenny is our solo man up front, so fingers crossed that we can get something today. If not, then this season gets a lot less optimistic, let's be honest, because if Celtic is heavy favourites, probably because of yeah, no, the referees will do everything to make this game about themselves, I would imagine. If there's a minute of applause going around. I have everything muted, so I don't honestly know what for. My apologies. Big win for Celtic, keeps him there to lose the next 5. Exactly it, but you've got it spot on. Nice to see you guys, hope you're well. Nah, fair enough, man. Where's you got the fellow with the toy? Dodecahedron for a foot. He's a goal 7 foot wider playing up front. My hope is simple. Kenny just gets on the end of a header or two, because again, base it off of the last semi-final, Kenny was pretty good on set pieces. He popped up with a header in that match, so something similar today would be quite nice. Of course, it's never set in stone, let's be fully fucking honest. The last thing we want to do is fuck around and waste any more time than we do. I'm just pulling up all the little stats in, so I just have the team sheets on this one as well. Please bear with me. We will be on the way in about a minute or so. Obviously there was just that delay for the minute's silence. Okay, I guess you're being cringe as well. We'll pull that up, there we go. Sorted. Got there in the end. Some good football should hopefully be played today. It's Rangers that will get the ball moving. And as long as we don't concede in the first 15 minutes, we'll honestly consider it a win in itself. Referee's just taking an extra minute to get everything going, and we have officially kicked off. It's game day, we're live and underway. Hopefully a decent performance to be had. Butland immediately goes to send it forward. Let's see where the knock-on goes. Sterling wins the flick on, and immediately Rangers are looking to put on a bit of early pressure. They understand that the opening 15 minutes is kind of crucial for Celtic in terms of setting their own momentum and rhythm, so if they can take advantage of that, they'll damn well try and do so. Nice to see you. We'll love to see that, as always. Every time I see the beer emojis with the clover on, what's low, it's nice to see you, Lawrence, but I hope you're well. So we play 3 at the back, we have lost. Well, we haven't started particularly prudently, let's be honest. Rangers are the ones trying to dance forward early on here. Some nice passing and calm flick on there if you're asking to just keep it under control. Celtic immediately engage a press, but Rangers calmly play it back towards Butland. There is a slight return of the Green Brigade today. It's not fully packed out, but besides that tiny little corner of the stadium, everything else seems about normal. We can pull up the stats now that that's came up. They'll update over time, as you all know. 200 Rangers are going for, fair enough. I was John Robertson, I fucking knew it would have been something like that. Well, that's a very low end punt for Butland, but it somehow finds its way through, and it could work out for them quite well. Sent forward, the flick on could be dangerous depending on the touch, but it's calmly in the end dealt with by Ralston. Back towards Schmeichel. It just pops out to the side. Tierney will have to take a touch and send it forward for the pressure on the front line now. It was a decent press for Gassama, not too much the Celtic can do besides try and one up flick on or two, eventually bounces out for a throw in on that far side. You're hoping for a 4-2 Celtic. That is a bold ass prediction, man. We don't score many goals as is under Nancy. But we'd love a scoreline like that. Absolutely would love a scoreline like that. But oh Jesus Christ, Schmeichel had to come out and close that one fucking quick. That could have been slightly problematic for damn sure. They get away with that one, but Rangers are keeping the press alive. Ralston calmly cuts it back towards Schmeichel. It seems like Celtic are just playing the possession game for now. If Rangers put a press on, we try and send it up the line. That's probably why we have the extra wingers. I'll call them winners. One of them's a fucking midfielder. No one keeps Nancy in a job though. Well, it's the trade-off, right? Do you want the 3 points or the guaranteed pressure on the coach? I mean, you never want to see a Celtic manager do bad. But it's clearly fucking obvious that the guy is set in his ways, and the last thing that you really want at a team like Celtic is stubbornness. You've got to be willing to adapt and change, which he has not really done. Who knows, maybe the system could work out the day, but based on the way Rangers are set up, it's more or less put pressure on them if they're defending, and if they try and pass it around, then just step after them, like they're just simply letting Celtic do all the heavy lifting. That's a good ball forward though, and for some reason there's just a slip for the sake of it. It's going to be a slight battle on that far side to see if Rangers can keep it on the pitch. Some good hustling for McGregor, he gets taken down. Referee says foul the other way, fair enough. That's fascinating. That's fucking great. It's on as well. It's just, no, it was on, sorry, I thought it was McGregor that put the challenge on. Really? Oh yeah, no, he does actually get elbowed in the fucking head. Oh, but the head, they might need to, just saying. Arn did just get his fucking nose rocked a belter. I've seen cards given for way less. That could be interesting. You've all the way to fuck, maybe in the latter stages, but pretty decent in the early ones, so you're not even going to check that. Of course. VAR is obviously in effect today, but they don't seem interested. He did get elbowed cleanly in the fucking nose. You'd think at least a talking to or a caution. Doesn't seem like it's interested, but somehow him getting elbowed in the face is a foul for Rangers. Fucking brilliant. Referees have started their shine. It's not even been 5 minutes. Sent forward. It's a decent flick on, but Rangers have won it in the final third. Pass into space. Raskin sends it down towards the flank. There's some overlapping options there, but for now they're just dancing down that right hand side. Calmly dealt with by Rangers. Fair play to them. Sort of takes a bit of a risky touch inside, but it works out, and the cut back is slightly over it, so that little extra touch in was basically for nothing. Calls given for less with consequence. Honestly, we're going to get a lot of baffling decisions today. Referees tend to crack under the pressure. I mean, they'll crack under pressure in a fucking game like Livingston against Ross County, so it wouldn't surprise me if they do it in one of the bigger games of the season, especially with what's at stake. But both Celtic and Rangers fans know just how inconsistent the fucking decision making can be at times, so that's the issue we've got to work with. I mean, I'll draw here in Hearts win against Livingston. Honestly, wouldn't be the worst result. I think given the situation right now, most of us are in agreement that the one thing that we want to do is just kind of stop the rot, to be honest. You play like 3 at the back makes sense if you're playing like an aggressive, constantly pressing formation. But Rangers like to have the ball as well. That's why it doesn't really make sense, because it means that if Rangers have a bout where they're obviously in control, then Celtic are not really at liberty. Well, it's showing the stats, 172 wins apiece in major competitions, 104 draws, so whoever wins this one technically takes the lead in that front. No, I do not disagree there at all, guys. That's a good steal, maybe a chance for Celtic to break forward. There's a definite shout there. The referee has to fucking pull a card out this time, and he does eventually realise that he has a job to do. Asgard's been put in the book. They don't seem too happy about it, but it looked like a pretty clear-cut fucking pull. Yeah, shots getting yanked and everything. It's less of a yellow than the fucking elbow to the head, though. So Asgard has a right to be slightly irritated about it, but at least it balances out the karma a little bit. So they can immediately get the ball moving as fast as possible down that right-hand flank and then cut back. If we side-to-side this shit again, I swear to God, I'll be furious. It can work, that's the thinking. We've seen what it is capable of when it works well, but it relies on the midfielders being consistent, and the referee's just allowed that to go. That's less of... Bro, what the fuck is the foul yield for this? Just a mix of confusing ass scenarios. That is a heftily bad cross from Sterling on the far side. Maybe it could have been Gassama, I'm not too sure. That's Sterling. Tried to make a run on the inside and then just kind of overlatched the cross quite heavily. So they try and play it out from the back again. There's a pull on the shot. Referee says, yeah, I was going to fucking say, man. It's a bit aggressive in the opening stint. Rangers are kind of bundling in, getting a lot more physical than you would usually expect, especially this early doors. But the only thing we've really had to show for it in the opening 8 minutes for either side, realistically, is just 1 or 2 half chances. That's a good ball in behind, maybe a potential whip cross. There is a whip cross in there's a massive chance for Celtic gone. I feel like I've said that a shit ton over the last month or so. Big opportunity, just about not taken. Sterling trying to hold it up at the corner flag. Tierney's got the pressure on, actually does well to pickpocket him there, but Sterling goes down like a floppy wee fucking does not get away with it. Cross into the box is half-assed at best. And we opt to just try and keep it in play. Trusty gets it from the flick back. And Ralston calmly just spreads it back towards the American. That was I want to see the cross back into the box because it was a big opportunity for us to get the first on the board there. So a good pass in behind. That's an opportunity. Referee doesn't seem too interested in that one. I thought it was a slate pull though. But Celtic cut back and get the ball. Nah, Kenny starting up front. That's true, Kev. It's hard to say if any team started the better of the two sides, to be honest with you. No real concrete shots as of yet. Celtic have grown into the game a little bit, which is nice to see. Ross going to score or assist. Pretty safe bet, actually. That's a good flick on. There's a potential breakdown this left-hand side. Why would you go for a first-time cross there? I have no fucking idea, but that's pathetic. You've just killed the entire attack with that. Still could be something, but we've got... Rangers have more than enough time to get themselves back into position. That was pointless. Maybe a shot for range here. There is a shot for range, and it's not too threatening in the end and goes all the way through. It's such a pathetic fucking moment there, man. Like, I respect it for on. At least they tried to go for a shot of some kind. But that ball over the fucking... They should have done something with that. Just panic taking it first time, man. You don't cross a ball like that. It's silly. As the nerves, relatively calm for the most part. I think a lot of us are in the kind of like fifth stage of acceptance now. It's just... Well, fifth stage of grief, it's just acceptance now, I should say. We're just basically hoping for the best. If Celtic win, fantastic, that's good for the soul, but obviously the pressure isn't so much on the players today as it is on the manager. Getting used to it is one way to say it. Honestly, not a bad bet to make, guys. That's a pun forward that could be awkward depending on where it's headed, and it's way too soft for Ralston. A little bit of a miscommunication between him and Yang. They're going to try and get this moving as competitively as quickly as possible, Rangers, but instead they just draw. I thought they were going to go and try and do that quick. They had an open runner just down the side in his own there. Eventually they go to him anyway, but by this point Celtic have got 2 bodies on him, so it's much easier for us to get out the back, and we do a decent enough job of it, but the pass is fucking stale as hell. Celtic try to win it back and do actually do a respectable job of it. Ball sifed through, not too bad. Rangers are on the chase back. It should be dangerous, big chance for Celtic! Why take that touch, you fucking... I hate him. I do not like him at all, man. He's a fucking waste of a striker spot. You could have just shot there, you know. That was an option. You are a fucking striker by trade, mate. No, instead he dilly-dallies and steps over it and makes a fucking mockery of his ability to take a touch. What the fuck, Kenny? You need to wake up, man. Celtic keep the press alive. It's decent fucking counter-attacking from us, but again, if you're not getting an end product, if you're just taking 15 extra fucking touches in the box because you're unstable fucking pricks with little to no confidence, this could be a long fucking day. Ball played out towards the side. Yang. That's a good ball into the box, but it takes a slight deflection that gives Rangers just the slightest favour there to get it out. But Celtic retain it and get it back. I don't think the board really have a choice, otherwise they get popped out. You kidding? There's another good ball forward. Another good ball into space, and this one's dealt with this time by Rangers. It's going to go out for a corner kick. Celtic have definitely picked up the pace. But the fact that Kenny really shouldn't have took that touch up replay just does not fucking help his case. Bro had the entire field of view in front of him and he decides to cut it back for some reason. Utter fucking baffling thing to do as a striker, honestly. Shocking is probably the nicest way to describe it. Corner kick to be swung in, no potential damage. Oh, that's a good header, but feels like every time Trusty gets on the end of it, it's always just past the post, and that's another example of it. Good ball in for the Belgian, can't take anything away from that. There's a guy that went down, I was just checking to see if there was a potential penalty claim, but nothing really of note there. Trusty does well to get on the end of it, but again, off target. This game isn't going to be one of the best both teams are showing. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty spot on, to be honest. That's a decent challenge for Trusty. Keeps it just about composed enough to get the sliding challenge in there, but it's a throw in a dangerous territory for Rangers to do something, potentially. Many times we've said that's shocking for Kenny. I like the lad, but I mean, if we're basing it off of Ida, at least Ida was scoring goals every now and then, and we gave him shit because he missed a shit ton of chances. But at least he got chances away. Kenny wasn't like, he had no real pressure on him there whatsoever. He could have just took a touch and hit it full fucking speed. But tries to hold it up, be too clever and intricate, because apparently tactics nowadays need to be as complex and as complicated as possible. Shouldn't be any more than take a touch and hit it at the keeper, force him to spill it. Maybe you've got a loose runner and Yang or Nygren that can come in and clean it up. But no, try and cut it back for some reason. And then fuck that up. That's interesting. Looks like Rangers are going for a zonal cross. It's actually kind of interesting, but I suppose it makes sense with the fact that Celtic concede a lot of goals for headers, right? Realistically, it's probably the smarter move to try and put an extra body on the back, which is pretty much what they've done. They've got Asgard, Fernandez and I think Schmeichel, yep. Anchoring just alongside two players rather than the three, so a high whip cross could be dangerous here. It's not dangerous at all, it's actually very comfortably cleared away in the end, and Celtic will put a bit of pressure on and force them to at least punt it up the park. Don't know if that will be onside or not, even if it was, it should be won by a Celtic body. There's a few spills around. Celtic managed to poke it clear, it deflects back into really heavy traffic but falls away Celtic, and now we can maybe break a game. But the pass from Yang takes no fucking look at whatsoever. That's a good ball, that's a really good chance in behind, and that one's overhit as well! Lads, take a fucking, just take a second, take a teeny little bit of fucking time to realise that you just don't need to pass at 400 fucking miles an hour. You can take a touch if you've got the space. Why is it when they have space, they do not take a touch, but when they don't have space, they'll sit there trying to do tiki-taka shit? Fucking use your goddamn brain cell there, man. You see a runner, hold it up for him, no, punch it straight out to the fucking byline, it's away for an easy goal kick. And there's a foul hold up there for Rangers anyway. They'll get something from that. I'm not too sure whose way it's gone. I think it's gone Rangers' way it has. Nice to see you, Schnepp. Hope you're well, my guy. Your prediction is a shite game. 0-0 Nancy gets the moral victory. No, we're not doing that, man. That can fuck off. No such thing as a moral victory. Only a moral defeats. The one thing I will say though is in the opening stint of this match, Celtic have been the better side. We've had a lot more of the ball, definitely the cut of the chances, but no real end product from them, to be honest. It's a nice stat to bring up right before a Rangers fucking corner, thank you. Second most effective team in the league. The most effective obviously being Hearts. This could be an interesting one. It's whipped high this time. A few bounce arounds, not necessarily cleared away. Still dangerous enough for something to happen. Takes a bounce around, lads. Come on, fuck that. Should be a goal kick for us. There's a goal kick for us, we'll take it. These things are sounding positive. For the most part, I think it's just because they know how big this game is. Like, you don't even need to have, like, you could have, like, a fucking decaying granny in the tactical dugout today. The boys that are wearing that shirt should know just how big this game is. So even if you take the tactics out, the passion in itself should just make this game competitive, which is how it's playing out so far. Celtic are winning a lot of the 50s, doing very good with the press and stuff. Rangers are obviously just trying to bide their time. That's a good step in and a nice wee pass out into space. And really good move for Celtic, actually. This could be something. Really good ball into space! Good save, Butland. This is what I'm talking about when we have fucking clear-cut chances. You need to take those, man. Straight at Butland, you useless fucking idiot. Why are you a professional striker, man? Massive opportunity. Come on, boys. He's got to fucking go. Step in. Lovely run. Ball across. Oh, that's a shot, though! That's a shot, Jan! 1-0! We miss all the easy chances, but the hardest one so far goes in. What a fucking goal that is for the South Korean. Oh, that is superb. What a fucking strike that is. I mean, you think with the Kenny miss, that would have been an absolute fucking kick in the teeth. But Young just decides, fuck it, I'm going to run through all of them. Hits it hard, hits it high, and Butland gets caught out with how hard it's hit. It's not so much where it goes, it's how hard it's hit at him. Catches Butland way off guard and it goes high into the fucking net. What a run for Yang. A little bit of individual brilliance there. There's nothing there to say. He hits it fucking brilliantly. Catches Butland out and belter at his near post, actually. And Nancy gives it one of these. So at least we know that there's a footballing ability. We have scored a goal, and it's a fucking clean one at that. You turn your camera and show us the match. I would like to, but I'd get my shit taken down instantly, unfortunately. Your fucking beauty is damn well right. So we have started the game the better of the two teams, but again, you don't want to give them any chances that we don't get the second, and there's some potential vibes. Like I said, optimistically 2-2 is what I put down. We've started off in the vein that I would have hoped. We haven't conceded in the first 15 and we've actually kept things relatively good on the ground. If we just took a fucking chance, Kenny's genuinely could have had a fucking brace if he was semi-competent. And the hardest chance of the game we fucking score. Brilliantly taken by Yang. No stress about it, man. I usually check the chats every minute or so anyway, so you're fine. Fair enough, virtual things you love to see. That's a good run forward, actually. I certainly can't argue with it. But again, you'd imagine it's a mix of Rangers conserving their energy. Especially based on the way that they're lined out here, because, I mean, Asgard and Raskin are a little bit deeper in than usual. But Celtic have done really well to win that back again, actually. Really good fucking pressing game from us. Like I said, the one advantage of having those extra flank runs is that you can always hold up the ball a little better. That's good for Nygren, but the pass, not so much. Just for Rangers to break forward here, that could be something, but they're under pressure instantaneously. That's a good little dance away, but a foul's been given. Yeah, showing that Kenny chance again. Yeah, he really should have scored that, just had it straight to the goalkeeper. And then Yang goes ahead and says, fine, I'll do it myself. straight into the top of the fucking net. Should be 3. Honestly, at the very least 2. It's why we need a striker. It's why we've been screaming for one for the past few, honestly, fucking months now. Ah, nice to see you, Luca. A lot better now. Honestly, I'm more under the weather. Obviously, you can't tell by the fact that I'm coughing every few minutes. A little bit sick, but we're doing okay. It's nice to see some of the old guard come in. A few mods and a few members. Oh, fucking challenge. Yang is fired up today, man. Don't know what he's been putting in his cereal, but I don't think it's sugar. It's a different type of white powder to be playing that effectively. Good shit. Baron does well to get involved in that one, forces the issue. McGregor gives like a small gesture to the crowd to get them ramped up. Young does not want to. Young, I've just seen the comment above that. Young Naldo. Fucking hell he is. On the left hand side you've got Dyson Mayesi. Honestly, don't understand why we even signed Araujo. Like, I get why, right, is just to get a body in the door, but the guy's traditionally a right back. I know he's going to be playing probably in Young's position. That's a good steal for Rangers. Hold on, I need to shut the fuck up. There's a chance. Oh, that could have been dangerous, man. Fuck's sake. Schmeichel, what you doing, son? Whoa, that's bad. Still dangerous. Cross, deflects. And Celtic eventually just run on to get it clear. That's calm off the arm. Actually, a really good step over and retain for McCowan. He's going to dance forward with this. Ball forward. Ain't half bad. Keep the pressure on, but it's a good little spin away. And Rangers up to try and run forward with it. They've got the slight advantage and they've taken full control of it. Good for Moore there. Really good for Moore there, but the pass not so much. And Celtic are now on a potential breakdown. That far side run at him, my son. Kenny this time gets his feet away. Shot. Deflects straight back at the goalkeeper. That could have been something. Or people just putting in names now. Yang Aldinho, Yang Kane, that's amazing. Emergency, man, to be fair, you must have been fucking locked off your arse. I hope you've at least had a small chance at respite at the very least. It's a good ball forward, headed into space, not dealt with by anyone in particular. Barron takes the reins of this one. Raskin pushes a bit forward up, and it's laid out on the side to Sterling. See, the Rangers have tried to adapt their game plan a little. That's a big opportunity for them. What's Schmeichel doing, man? Fucking hell, that could have been bad. You can tell by this kind of mix of applause and pure shock that Schmeichel got away with one big style there. Lovely ball in behind for Rangers. Kusama runs. Oh, that honestly really. Thank God Schmeichel managed to get there in time. He just about gets a glove on it, man. If he doesn't, that could have been a very easy response for Rangers. And the first shot on target could have honestly been a goal. Instead, corner kick to come in. They've changed the offside rule now. I'm pretty sure it just operates in the same premise as before. Sleeve. That is an awful corner for Rangers. Jesus Christ. Celtic just kind of spin out for a maybe a throw in. Maybe Rangers will keep it in. They have to do the law. Sent forward again. There's a body that's gone down there. Rangers just try and play a calm pass, but that's a fucking loose giveaway for them. And now Celtic have a 3v2 break. Come on, boys. Slightly under hit pass, but Maeda deals with it well enough. Cut over and into space. Come on, boys. Run it. Steps in. Kenny for the millionth time has a shot, but it deflects into the. I think the legs are Suter that time. Celtic up to just retain the ball and keep it composed. Okay, that's decent. Nice little 1-2 move potentially here. Oh, it's just a slightly risky pass that Rangers do well enough to cut out. Give them credit. Schmeichel does well to hold it up. Some pressure there for Rangers. They'll try and their best to run it forward, but Yang's dropped all the way back to cover for Ralston does a good job of making sure that there's no easy lanes for Rangers to go into, and Celtic and Spons put it right back into the area that they were trying to do. That is a big opportunity, and fucking Kenny isn't near it, and Maeda slips. This is what I'm saying. We're doing all the right things, but when we get into that final third, it's very iffy. Like I said, the one bit of brilliance we've seen, we've managed to score from it, but most of the times we're putting into the box, there's just not too much happening. Yang Vinegar select, now that's a good one. Yang Nistelrooy, you can go with a bunch of fans. Yang Dijk. Although if you say that, you just sound like a Dutch person insulting like a lesbian, pretty much. So Yang's a good one. I like how people are kind of opening their eyes to Yang's ability. I've been saying this since last season. He is a good player, he's a good utility player. He's done a really solid job in the start of this one. It's hard to say anyone's been particularly bad. Even Schmeichel's popped up with a risky ass save, but a save nonetheless. Would they have been at fault if it went in? Absolutely, because rushing about 12, 13 yards off your line is not the smartest move in the world. But we've had apparently over 60% of the ball, which is decent. 7 shots to Rangers 2. Very weird considering the fact we've had more shots against Rangers as is than we did against Motherwell as a whole. That is fucking excellent. What a challenge that is, man. Yang is... He said he's Cocoa Pops for sure. 100%. Yeah, Dana is brilliant. Fucking Yananda Vidic. Just go for the icons of the game and try and figure out what ones you can get away with. That could be something, depending on the touch. McCowan's done well to keep it alive. He's getting bodied the fuck out of, referee. Serious? That's not a foul. Bro had his hands all over him like a porno film. What the fuck are you talking about? Kenny's gone down trying to claim something. That doesn't seem like it's anywhere near as abrasive as a foul. Unless he get clipped by something I didn't fucking see, but Fernandez just deflects it out. He looks frustrated at the rest of their team. I want to see that. I'd like to see that Kenny foul back. This is just going to be the thing until the end of the first half. How many interpretations of Yang can we come up with? Oh, the light of God has entered my room. Fantastic. There we go. Ball. Calm enough. A third of the way through the game, and it's hard to say that Rangers have been really within this contest at all. Celtic have been the better side. We're playing pragmatically, and like I said at the start of the match, it was all possession based. If Celtic had more of the ball, then you feel like we could do a wee bit more with it, and to be fair, that's how it's played out so far. But second half syndrome is a thing that affects both of these teams in some capacity, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Nice little dance in for Tierney, that was calming off. Good pressing there from Asgard and Gisama, but Celtic just play through them. 1 or 2 really nice passes. There could be a shot for range. It looks like he's trying for it, almost gets away with it. Kenny overhits the pass. For fuck's sake, lad. Could have done a little bit better there, honestly. Can't argue with it too much in that sense, but could have done a lot better there, to be honest. Still dangerous and in the box. We're fucking still dangerous. Come on, boys. Crosses in. Header across. Oh, did that hit? Well, fucking hell, man. How's that not going in? Edge of the area, shot. This one's nowhere near as cleanly hit and sails cleanly over the bar, but that was a massive opportunity for us to get a second. It's a good save for Butland initially, and then the kind of looking cross back in. I don't think the initial shot would have been on target. It would be close. But the cross back in is brilliant. Yang once again gets involved and kind of pops the header just to try and make it awkward for Butland, and Butland kind of palms it just about in the nick of time. Yang would have crept that in, and then it's an overhead kick clearance off the line, basically. In respect that Kenny managed to get the shot off that time. At least they didn't deflect half, he summed it. Some fucker replaced Yang and Messi here. Wee man's everywhere. That's what he's taught to do. It's the same as McCowan. He might not be as involved, let's say, as Yang has been, but down that left hand side he's given Celtic an extra option. I said, if you're not constantly dealing with chances on the other side, Celtic are actually a good team to watch going forward. But I think Rangers in the second half will obviously need to come out with a bit more gumption in their step, because the last thing they want to do is obviously have that gap reopen. It's great for us, obviously, you know, best case miracle scenarios that somehow Livingston find a way to beat Hearts and everything that happened a few days ago means absolutely nothing. That would be nice, but for now, as things stand, I cannot complain about the opening stint of this game whatsoever. Quite comfortably the best kind of 30-minute stint that we've seen under Nancy, which, I mean, well, probably one of the higher pressure games. It's nice, but it's about keeping up for the full 90 minutes. Love McCowan. I feel like everyone loves McCowan. Man, McCowan's just a classic, tried and true, passionate player. That's a lovely one. Potential chance for us to go forward. The overlap is good. Nice little cut back by Tierney. That pass is good as well. Chance for range potentially. Deflects and saved quite comfortably defensively from Rangers. They're saving themselves a lot of embarrassment by at least throwing an extra man back, but it's coming at the cost of them not really having too many options when they break forward. That's what I was saying earlier on. You got Raskin a bit further in behind than Barron and Asgard respectively. Did Schmeichel catch Ralston there? He did. Right, okay, well, that's a full. Should say we're kind of through this half. Let me go into the zoom-in screen for it. Hello, hi, what's good, man? Fucking, what's bottom? Consider subscribing. Consider liking this live stream. It'd be the best thing you can do to help the channel out. Usually we set the goal for these ones around 20, or, you know, I guess since it's a big derby match, we'll make it 25. Oh, big chance! Butlin's came out and claimed it in the nick of time. He does a whole fucking Beyblade spin and everything. Yeah, oh my god, he was onside. Yang is different gravy today. Keeps the pressure on, and Butlin, give him credit, does well to deal with it. Sorry, we can go back to the go back to the main screen now. Man, I think I might need to make a poll at some point to discuss what the potential best Yang nickname is. No shot counts now in double digits for Celtic, 10 to Rangers' 2. Butlins had to make one or two pretty crucial saves, as is already. Kenny's missed one or two big opportunities, but the one we have taken was an absolute fucking belter. Easily one of the best goals we've scored this season from a objective standpoint. Yang going on a solo run for pretty much just inside his own half. Solid 30, 45 yard run. I think it's hard to argue that we haven't seen Rangers really get out of second gear. They've been very much trying to stave off the pressure, but they're not getting away with much. Every time that Celtic step forward, it's to try and win the ball, and in turn Rangers are just throwing themselves to the ground as much as possible, trying to win fouls, which isn't usually their style. You feel like if Rangers just came into this game playing the way that they have over the last few match days, they would have been a lot more comfortable, but for whatever reason they've tried to cater to, I guess, a specific counter-attacking tactic, and it's just leaving them exposed in that midfield. Oh, fucking again, Yank's footwork is immense there. Genuinely, like, didn't have much time and still just sidesteps it like it was nothing. Really like the way Yank's played this game. Properly playing the game of football right now. That's a good ball out towards him again. Let's see where he goes with this one. Braces down the line. Oh, turns away for his man brilliantly, man. Cross in isn't bad. Deflects. It's saved by Butlin. That could have been 2. Honestly, should have been 2. Well, speaking about them earlier on, but it's Yang and McCowan that get involved in that one. Yang brilliantly down that byline again. Skips past his man. Brilliant little kind of chip cross. McCowan gets in, gets a deflection off the header, and Butlin had to get there. It could have been dangerous. It still could be. We're in the final third again. But Rangers just look a little bit lost at sea right now. That's a little bit of a giveaway from us and a potential break for them down that far side. It's Schmeichel that's on the chase down. McCowan just stays with him to make it awkward, and the pass back for Schmeichel is very lacklustre at best, so Celtic just clear the lines. Maeda closes down just to make it a little bit more awkward. I appreciate that, Greg, man. Nice to see you, hope you're well. We need to keep us up in the second half. We need a cushion. The second would be fucking brilliant. It's hard to say that we wouldn't deserve a second right now. Butland's had to make some cracking saves. To be fair, as little as we've seen Schmeichel, the one save he has made has been pretty decent as well. Sustained pressure is pretty much the game plan. If we can get to the end of the first half and it's 1-0, then decent enough. If we can get in at 2, fantastic. Nancy standing way outside his tactical box there, things you love to see. Don't know what the fuck happened there, but eventually we'll put the ball back up and go again. Didn't let them get back to it. Spot on, Pedro. Could not have said it better myself. Why does Rod Stewart look like everybody's gran? Because everybody's gran somehow looks like Rod Stewart. It's the jacket, right? It has to be the jacket. That's what I'm thinking. It's just putting the image in my head. It's the big fucking fluffy ass Cruel de Vil. The jacket just show up in a goddamn fucking Celtic top like the rest is, Chief. Yang again, really good passing move there. That could have been something. Nice little switch passes, not too bad. We have seen Schmeichel, there he is. He does caperially exist. Trust it. Calmly gets it back to him, Ralston. Defensive had a pretty quiet game, but a very convincing one at the same time. Not too bad across the board. I just realised, Virtual, did you change your name again? Indeed, he was taken. But I don't know if it's just because I pushed the layout a little bit more so I can actually see people's full names. If anybody's got a Dalmatian, turn them away for the exactly, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about now. Great minds think alike, that's... just like that, that's a good fucking step in. Keep the prayer, and maybe don't do that, guys, and don't just bundle your man over, that's a bit stupid. Barron wins a foul quite easily, so they'll have a free kick just inside their own half. Quick pass down that right flank, has a potential break for them. Good step in, Celtic keep the pressure on, but it's good movement for Rangers here. The ball in could have been semi-decent at the very least, but clearly away in the end. So I was wondering that. It's been a few name changes I've seen in chat for different people recently. Or they just show up on different accounts, which is fine as well, I suppose. I don't think he's on side there, but they've let the play go anyway, and Yang's got back and gets the pass back to... He has genuinely been the best player on this pitch by a comfortable distance. It was offside anyway, but it's nice to see that Yang still switch on to cover it. Nice little taking touch for arm there, actually, very calm. Nice, McGregor's just keen directions there, trusty dances forward. See, this is where the 1-2 touch stuff makes sense. When you're trying to force a team to move with you rather than against, that's another really good move actually. That pass is slightly under hit, let's be honest, from on. But a lovely interception again. Look at that, Kenny's even fucking drank back trying to get involved. That was Nigrin that time as well. Like, everybody's trying to pop in. There's Arm getting involved as well. Good shit, boys. This is pressing football at its best. Alston gets it. Sends it forward. That's a nice little pass actually. The overlapping ball it would have taken a miracle for him to get there, let's be honest. But he tried, and we can respect as much as that. Later, yeah, Jesus Christ. We need a Paulo Di Canio. That'd be nice. I like a Carlos Tevez type player. Oof, that could have been an awkward bounce. Please get there, trusty. Yep. Back towards Schmeichel, he should just... Doesn't punt it. Look at that. Even Schmeichel is actually playing some decent stuff there. Usually I'm so used to seeing him punt that into the sun. Doesn't this time, tries to lay it out, and apparently that's a foul for Rangers. What? Did they catch him? I don't know why he's holding his face. He didn't get touched in his face. It wasn't like when it wasn't like when I think it was Fernandez that elbowed his man. They weren't near as aggressive as that, but Barron has a set piece chance. Rangers sticking with the same approach as last time, zonal. High and wide over every, but the header down actually could have been potentially dangerous. It would have been offside by the looks of it anyway, and the flag has gone up for that exact reason. Yeah, about 4 of them were offside. Jesus Christ, their tactical setup has not been very good at all, let's be honest. Paolo Di Angelo. No, he's definitely been the player of the match so far, 100%, no question. Showing up everywhere, getting challenges in, lovely passing. Honestly, could have had an assist as well if Kenny was half competent. That's another good... Well, there's Yang's first big issue. I was going to say it was a great run down the right hand side of the game, but the cross, not so much. I think he was trying to whip it in with pace and just let the ball get away with him. Not ideal, but fair enough. Rangers try to play it to the back this time, sent forward by Suter. Celtic just won it back. It's really good to see the pressing football for us. So there might be a shot for range here potentially. That's a good skip to the side, but again, just one too many extra touches. Still retains it, passes, tries to pass it again for some reason. Lads, just fucking pull the trigger. There's another pass that's just fucking dead in the water. Lads, you had about 4 opportunities there to just shoot. Do that next time. Remember how Yang taught you how you can actually shoot once you get through a sea of bodies? Do the fucking same. It's no hard. Jen had about 3 or 4 chances to get a shot away. Not one of them took that in any capacity. Kind of irritating how we haven't got a second. Should have by this point. But it seems like it's so far so good for us. We get towards half time. 1 up, it's better than what a lot of us would have thought. I thought we would be about 2-0 fucking down by now. Well, not honestly, I thought it would have been 1 apiece at half time and then... Don't know where the fuck they're pulling 2 additional minutes for, but they've pulled 2 additional minutes nonetheless. Well, they'd played through about a quarter of it though. Rangers going full court press here, trying to find something in the latter stages. Asking, screaming for any help whatsoever. Eventually gets Barron, who's on his own. Played out for Fernandez. And Celtic just after 1 or 2 nice little players around gets onto it, and Schmeichel. It's a loose ass pass, but Kenny tries his best to make it awkward, but Rangers get away with it. Chance for them to maybe dance into space now. Shot blocked. Casper tries to scurry off the line, but I think it's going to be a corner kick towards the end of this one. Not so bad, boys. Not so bad. Decent drive for Moore there to try and get something from that, but thankfully for us, we defend very valiantly. Corner kick to come in though. It's worth changing Kenny for sure in the second half. I feel like it might be a good play. It's not as if Kenny isn't getting chances, he's just not taking them. As simple as I can put it. His positioning, very good. Can never argue with that, but just need to shut my mouth because there's a chance for Rangers. It's deflected. The shot's not, thankfully for us, deflected away as well. I feel like well, he's got to be offside there. He's like 10 fucking yards behind the rest of them, man. Flag. That's got to be a flag. Apparently it's not. And now the flag's gone up. I was a bit confused. Apparently, look, it looked like he was offside by a fucking decent distance there. Yeah, we survive a fucking scare. Rangers got him behind to put 1 in there, but Offside, thankfully for us. It's horrible for Trusty just to allow that to happen, but we have survived it. That will take itself away. It's not 1 apiece, I want to clarify it, it's still 1-0. But it does that thing where whenever it takes a goal, the thing is off. But we're at half time, not too bad. We'll give us a refresh and hopefully it's fixed itself. No, apparently it's gone back in time now, fantastic. But it's not 1 apiece, I want to clarify that. It's Celtic 1, Rangers 0. Their goal will not stand. It was quite comfortably about 10 yards offside, so we're fine. No worries there. But yeah, for whatever reason, this is what I love about fucking shit like this, is that it barely ever works the way it's meant to. There we go. Are you taking the piss? It says here, it's like, yeah, no, we got it, we're fine, we're vibing, and then you click on it, it's like, nah, actually, fuck you. There we go. Fixed. Well, can't argue with that one. Rangers showing that they can still have the ability to score even when they're playing absolute shite though, so you need to factor that in. While we're on our half-time break, if you would like to throw in a score, Jesus Christ, man. I never realised how actually bright it got, my Christ. If you've got any scorelines that you want me to check out in any respective domestic league, then you're more than welcome to ask and I'll take a little gander for you right about now. It's a little bit of time, about 10-15 minutes from here, and then the second half kicks off, so if you want to take a wee break or recommend or ask something, you're more than welcome to do so. We'll check to see if we gained any subscribers, because we always want to try and shout out those that deserve it. Nice to see you, Tommy. Nice to see you indeed. 3-0. Good production, my guy. How are you? Probably actually very impressed, genuinely, over the last 40 minutes or so. Yang has been fucking terrific. Genuinely, he's man of the match already as it is. Certainly deserves to be winning. They run through us like we're not even there. I feel like that's definitely a thing we can all agree on, to be honest with you. Like, Celtic have been the better side by a comfortable distance. It's not even been close. Hey Megan, nice to see you lass. Hope you're well. Hope you're in good health. Ronaldo has to stay. We've all been talking about it from the moment he scored that goal. I love how everybody's unanimously all of a sudden understood the intrinsic values of Yang. I've been saying it in VODs for the past year and a half now. We just need to be good. We need to be consistent and get a good utility player. Yang has fully developed into that utility player. Could not be more happy for him. As long as he keeps going and does it over the next 45, like, we don't want to see his gas engine burn out too early. Does it take the pressure off Nancy? Not necessarily, because it's not so much the tactics that are doing us the solid. The pressing, absolutely. I feel like the pressing is fantastic. But it's more so just the fact that the players that are on that pitch know that losing this game would be detrimental to their mental health, so they'll do what they can. You're feeling better about the game now? Fucking too, right, Kane? Couldn't have said it better myself. It's nice to have that. Right, we've got through the first 45 minutes, we've not conceded like 6 goals. We haven't really even conceded that many chances. The only time they really did score was when they got in behind through an offside run. So, when you look at it like that, not too bad from a defensive perspective. Attacking wise, we've been great, right? Kenny's just not taking his chances. It's one of those where maybe their confidence is just a bit short. I'm going to be sounding South Koreans like the Japanese. Well, to be fair, man, the South Korean side's got some actual very good fucking high-end players. I hope you're well as well, Megan. That's very kind of you. Why the fuck your players not playing like this all the time? Probably because most of the time we're playing teams that we should just beat, right? We don't have an expectation. This game, obviously, there's a lot of pressure on, and you feel like if there's players in that team, it's always the bit part players that you've noticed that are playing the better stuff right now, like McCowan and Yang, because they know that a more kind of reserved and European style manager would already have a set 4-3-3 system that's fine, and that's it. But Yang's obviously been forced to play somewhere a bit different, and it's working out for him relatively well, but that's only because obviously Ralston's there to kind of cover those loose spaces, the same way that Yang will drop back and cover those that Ralston leaves. He'll beat us and lose the next game. We'll lose our next 5, man. This is like Nancy's reset, right? This is like this is how I break it down. He'll lose like 3, win like 2, lose 3 again, win 2. Then he'll keep doing that until the board finally decide to pull the trigger on him. But I mean, yeah, in terms of awareness, we've been probably the better side quite comfortably. Let's be honest. Gaz is a man of many, many knowledgeable things, Megan. Celtic's new striker, sorry, I had to reread that to figure out. Celtic's new signing is, I'm going to guess, is he a striker or a defender? Our new signings are, I think his name's Roland Araujo, sorry. He's a right mid by trade, technically a right back in our normal system, but he'd be playing as a right mid essentially for us. He's someone that can technically do a Simpson Pussy or a Ralston and play on the right hand side of the centre back spot, but it's not by any means his natural position. He tends to stay out on that right hand side. He's a decent player for sure. He's definitely someone that's worth kind of having there, just in case obviously if Ralston gets injured or if Johnston and Yang have problems in the second half of the season. So not horrible, but I think for a first signing you would have expected either a natural centre back or a striker, and that's not been the case, so we'll need to obviously see how the next few days go in that sense. I'm glad we're in, but as long as there's one goal in it, I'm still keen. To be fair, man, it's one of those, right, like, we've seen at the end of the first half, Rangers did get that goal, and that would have been really heartbreaking considering how dominant the first half has been on our front, but it just shows you have to be switched on all the time, so as long as we have a similar second 45 minutes, we should be okay, but it's going to be different. Aston Villa went up against Nottingham Forest at half time. They're having a really good season, Villa, if you want to know. I'm pretty sure they're in the top 3, 4, right? Makes me feel a lot better about losing to them last season. I think the issue is the manager's tactics. Don't show against the other teams in the league, and it's just too stubborn to adjust. I feel like it's a mix of that and obviously the fact that Rowe might have underestimated just how weird our formation is. Because if we're playing with a flat 4, 3-5-3 for instance, then you know what you're getting, but it's the overlapping 4-2-1, so they can't really have anchor players. And the thing with Rangers is they have a lot of really good counter-attacking options, but you need to get out to space. You need to get out to the flanks, and if you've got 2 bodies on either side, that was a bad thing for that, Jesus Christ. As long as there's bodies on either side, like for instance on the left you've got McCowan and Maeda, and on the right you've got Yang and Nygren. So when you look at it from that perspective, yeah, it's going to be hard for them to funnel runs. So that's worked out in our favour. When is Jota coming back? In potentially within the next month. I know he's meant to be due back, maybe potentially for the last game of the group phase, maybe. If not, then it'll probably be the time the second round of the Scottish Cup comes round. So like when Barry was manager of the Rangers. Aye, I'd say that's probably a good way to summarise it. But it's like the inverse this time round. Like Rowe's picking up the points against the teams that he should be picking up points against, and then the kind of grudge matches near the top of the table, like Hearts and Rangers, Hearts and Celtic, and your kind of Hibs and stuff like that. Rangers are obviously having a bit more of a tough time getting results in those games specifically. I mean, the last one against Motherwell was very close. You could have made the case that Motherwell deserved at least a point out of that match. The worrying thing is that we always have a good first half, so we know what's coming in the second half. To be fair, it was the polar opposite under Rodgers, right? That's why I deemed it second half syndrome. We'd always have a shite first 45 and then follow up with a slightly more respectable second. Anything in the same vein, even 50% as good as that in the second half, is good enough on paper, right? Because again, Rangers have only had one actual shot. It's not that it wasn't threatening, it's just that Schmeichel made it look a lot more difficult than it was. So, pretty content overall. who's your favourite Celtic? Well, it's not the Boston Celtics, I'll say that for sure. I like the Glasgow ones. If you're asking me who my favourite Celtic player, are you talking about in the team right now, Tommy? Or are you talking about just in general? Or that I've seen live, for instance, like, I don't know. In the team right now, it's honestly hard to say. I like McGregor. Can't fault the guy's commitment to the club. He's definitely a man that's earned a lot of my respect over the last kind of decade or so. But if you're talking just in off the top of my head, I don't know. I like to see it when Scales or Maeda does well. I think Maeda's the consummate professional. Like, I have nothing but respect for that man. Honestly, he could have been like an Abada and just sit there and bitch until he gets his way, but he's kept his head down and played some pretty decent stuff. He's missed 1 or 2 half chances today, but that's about it. And see when Nancy brought this, his fitness coach, that work rate is hard to maintain for 90 minutes. 100%. I feel like the first 45 is decent enough. Hello God, thank you for sharing me with your all-being aura. Jesus Christ, I'll need to close that for the second half, just so it doesn't irritate people. I'm already white enough as it is, man. I don't need to be fucking brightened up even further. Of all time? Yeah. I think it'd be hard to say anyone besides Larson. If you're talking about players I've seen live, probably prime Moussa Dembele or Kyogo, I guess, if you're talking recent memories. But if you're asking me who the best Celtic player of all time is, just look at the stat sheet and who we sing songs about. Larson, 100%. Is McGregor going? I know there's talks about him potentially going out to join Rodgers in Saudi Arabia, but I feel like it would take a lot for him to leave Celtic, especially as a captain, as someone that's been there for pretty much his fucking whole career. I think it'd be very surprising to see it. Like, I could see someone like a fucking Rio heading out to the Saudi League, for instance. That I can genuinely see. Even a Paulo Bernardo, for instance. But McGregor, nah. If he moves, it would have to be with a point and purpose. When Ange was here, we put teams in bed in the first half 90% of the domestic games. And see what that's Nancy's trying to do. He just needs to find better players that can finish. To a degree, yeah, but I think it also comes with the fact that it's about adaptability. I think the thing with Ange's setup is that he was willing to tweak formations depending on who we played. If you wanted a good example of that, just look at the games that we played in the Champions League. I know there weren't great examples, obviously, like the games against Madrid where we got hammered 5-1, for instance, but at the very least, he would have a different setup and system depending on what he needed his team to do. Nancy just needs to tweak the right things and being able to reconcile and recognise when to switch things up, because yeah, it might be working right now, but in a few days it might not, so you have to have like a backup plan. To be honest, I think he's just a manager that doesn't have a great depth of backup plans. It's pretty much like do or die, which is great. You know, it's not a bad way to be if you have the depth and you have the ability to have them all click. But he's just came into the door. There's still a lot of kind of things that he's working on. Obviously, a lot of fans are in the boat of you better not fuck this game up, because if you do, problems. So from that perspective, yeah, I feel like a lot of eyes will just be on the next 45, see how he deals with the tactics once the legs start to get a bit tired. I was just talking about the World Darts final that's on tonight. Big up Gary Anderson for just about failing them. It's a shame that he lost. Oh, so far so good. A decent 45-minute stint would be pretty fucking good for us. If we can get something early in the second half, that'd be great. Can't even argue with that, Tommy, though. Your favourite song was for Hendrik Lawson. I feel there were some good ones. I still love the Stuart Armstrong one. What was your view on the new signing? not many high rate rules online, and there's an option to buy. I know that Bournemouth fans aren't too fussed about losing him. There wasn't too many, oh we should have kept him, why are we letting him go out on loan, that type of spiel, like when we did it with Scales for instance, like how we were like, it's fine, we don't really need him, and then he popped off at Aberdeen, so we're like, oh cool. They're kind of hoping for something similar, Bournemouth I'd imagine, but Araujo's decent in his own ways. I know that he's fast, he's pretty diverse in his direct approach. He likes to play the riskier passes, let's say. He likes to go for long switches, which for this system would make sense, right, if you've got overlapping runners, so that works too. I feel like Littler wouldn't. I hope Littler doesn't win, just because I feel like he's getting a bit too cocky. I'd like to see Jan actually get something on that, get his revenge in some capacity. Second half is about to kick off though, so let's do that. All we need is something half decent and we should be fine. Anything besides that and, well, this game could get complicated. Anyone else get constant pop-up adverts? If you are, I block. I'm not going to be one of those streamers like, oh no, you need to run all your... Bro, I block, just fucking use it. That's why I run my ads at the lowest possible setting, just so it annoys people less. And this guy we got yesterday looks good, he just left Chelsea and is a South American specialist. Could be good for us, especially if you're looking towards like Brazilian and Argentine players. Maybe Sirachi can give that coach a few pointers as well. That was awkward. Eventually cleared up my weight. So use it full time. Likewise with you, Megan, you take it, use it. Oh, that could be awkward. Nice, good steal. Got to keep it somewhat condensed though. Rangers retain it calm enough. Pass. Well intercepted and cleared up the line immediately, and actually it could be a really good ball through depending on the touch. It's not too great, but it takes a big deflection and it's out for a corner kick. We'll take it. Fernandes definitely did the right thing, 100%, just didn't work out for him on that specific occasion. Will be a bit of build up on this cross. Something half decent would be appropriate here, based on the way we're set up. It's not zonal, it's man to man almost. Got a couple of late overlappers if we want to play it near post, which might be the case here. It was the idea, wasn't executed well. McGregor shoots, that's not bad at all though. McGregor's claiming that it came off of someone for a corner. We'll see in the replay, did the right thing. Definitely looks like it might have taken a slight nick. Let's see the slow-mo. Nah. I can see why I thought it did, because it kind of bends through someone, but it doesn't touch him. It's a goal kick, it's valid enough. Nice to see you getting up. Now let's about the second half, hopefully we can get playing well and grab a second. Ideally, a goal and a half is more than fine with me. That's a good run for Rangers. There's a potential foul call there. The referee I think pulls it back for the foul in the end. And all of a sudden there's a little bit of afters going on, a few conversations starting between Raskin and Arnott, the two Belgian boys. It was definitely a foul. Raskin just trips him up without really any intention at all. Don't think it's a card worthy offence, but I think there was just some afters after the initial challenge. We need a second goal. We need just so anytime I go to fucking speak we break in behind. Come on. We just need something to click. Like I said, we don't need to be as good as we were in the first half, we just need to be as consistent. 3 points or 3 points at the end of the day, that's all I'm after. It's a good actual header, to be honest. It could have been slightly through. A few bounce arounds and eventually cleared away, but Celtic win it back. Trusty dances onto it. He's under pressure, and our only centre back is now stranded in the midfield, but everybody tries to get back and cover it. Rangers are through on a break, though. That is a horrible pass. That it took a really big deflection off of the inside challenge. Either way, Celtic get away with it a little bit there. Raskin should have been red card. I don't think it should have been red. It would be very soft to give that as a red cane, let's be honest. Does catch him. A yellow would have been fair enough, but the referee seems to be very lenient on giving out cards for whatever reason. Right attempt to go with the ball over the top, even if it doesn't work out necessarily that time. Sent forward. Ball inside's dangerous. The overlap is on. That could be dangerous as well. Please get there, boys. Never mind. It's a horrible pass in. But Trusty's pass is just as fucking deadly bad. It goes out on the far side for a throw-in. Fucking pathetic, man. What the hell was Trusty doing there? Ball deflects and nobody gets out to that one. Ah, here we go. That's a bullshit. Then it's gone in because apparently nobody can cover a near post run. That's brilliant. We've started off as we've meant to go on. One apiece. Schmeichel scores, and it's an absolutely disgraceful goal to fucking concede as well. Trusty is at fault for that because he had all the time in the world to clear away that original ball and decided to half-ass punt it out for a crappy wee fucking throw-in. That's pathetic on a lot of fronts. It's taken us 5 minutes to undo 45 minutes of really good work. What the fuck was that, man? Once again, Trusty just gets pulled out of his position. You're the middle centre back, you fat dick. Remember that. Stop fucking randomly waltzing out. Why is Yang having to come back and try and cover that? Just horrible defensive positioning. It's like every goal we concede is just poor defensive positioning, basically. Fucking pathetic. There you go. They're back in the game and, let's be honest, undeservedly fucking so. Basically their first actual fucking chance and they score it. Of course they fucking do. That's what happens when you have Kenny missing 6 sitters at the other end. How about you don't do that again, you fucking idiots. I swear to God with this shit, man. Like, we actually got 45 minutes decent. Doesn't mean you can come out in the second half and play the way you've done the rest of your fucking tenure, you twat. Get your fingers out, play the game. So the atmosphere's just fucking deflated because they've lost the ability to take a fucking touch. And now Tierney's trying his best to fuck it up. Lads, see if you are even going to attempt this shit. And I'm postponing any future fucking streams for a good while. Genuinely, because I'm not watching this shit if we're genuinely going to have a really good 45 minutes and then follow up with whatever this pish is. Just do what you were doing in the first fucking half, it ain't hard. No, instead we give the ball away again. And now they're on a break. There we go. Eventually he's get the fucking leg in. Pisses me off, man. If we're the better team, we'll fucking lose. If we're the worst team, we'll fucking lose anyway as well. Damned if you do, damned if you fucking don't. No, unfortunately so, had it. It's a good ball out towards the right hand side, maybe a cross on potentially, he hopes to hold it up instead. It's an awkward touch, that's a good ball in behind, chance for Dyson, straight to the keeper again. Why can't we take easy chances, man? Why do you miss every fucking time you're in the box? If you're one-on-one with the keeper, you'll hit it straight at him. What the fuck, man? I cannot fucking wait for them to walk up the other side of the pitch and get one more fucking chance and score it. We're missing sitters for fun now. Come on, man. Arm, corner. Don't know where the fuck that's. It's still bouncing around. It's still bouncing around. Eventually cleared away. Celtic do their best to retain it. The pass back is pretty fucking dangerous at best, but doesn't really lead to anything. There's a few scuff arounds and eventually spilled away. Butland doesn't necessarily gather it, but does it the second attempt. What the fuck are you talking about? Don't even make jokes like that, lad. Rangers win the ball back. That could be something. Ball over the top is half decent as well. The chase down's on. Maybe a chance for Rangers to get a second here. Nobody's trying to mark the... Oh no, McGregor. Fuck's sake, lad. Deflects, and I think it's out for a corner kick. I'd like to think Celtic are still going to win, guys, but it seems like they went into the dressing room at half time, sat down and went, oh fuck yeah, I forgot we're meant to be shite, right? Just annoying how fucking shite the goals we concede. That's a good run forward potentially. You got to switch that now. Does eventually, and there's a fucking break. Come on, this is a big chance. Pass is under hit. And you can see the arms go up just in pure fucking frustration. I think there's another. So yeah, eventually a yellow card comes out for the foul on Kenny on the run through anyway. So maybe it's a free kick instead, which is fine. And he studs her up as well, by the way. I might point that out. Gasama's in the book. Set piece to come in. Seems to be another zonal type thing. Arms posted on the outside, about 30 yards out on that far right hand side. So you imagine this would be a high end swing up. We do have a couple of bodies that can cause some problems, but just depends on the approach we want to take here, I guess. McGregor's eventually stepped half the arm. It's going to be swung in. That's a good header. It's a good save. This is the difference between a goalkeeper that's competent and a goalkeeper that saves one shot a match on average. Really good for Butland. Gets out very quickly. Just pops it over the top. It wasn't the most egregiously difficult save, but it had to be switched on for it. Corner kick to come in. See where this one goes. Off of nobody in particular. Eventually Rangers just hook it up and away. Popped down by McGregor. That's a nice little move. That should be a foul. Referee says no instead. Oh, for fuck's sake, and there's a really loose pass which allows Rangers to set their shape again. So what the fuck was the point in doing all of that work then? Arm gets it again. Ball into the box is still dangerous. Shot deflects and it goes over for another corner kick. It's a bit better in terms of sustained pressure, but actually Rangers have had fucking 2 shots on target and scored 1. How many have we fucking had? 7 on target. Shows the difference between a goalkeeper that's competent and a keeper that isn't. Butland sends this one forward. Let's see when this one goes. Headed down, calmly enough. Flipped one, but not necessarily gathered by Celtic. It's pointed out in the end by a Rangers player on that far side for a throw-in instead. Nancy giving Maeda some instructions. It's like Maeda can't be arsed. He just sticks the thumb up and then moves on these days. Turn it. Some pressure on and make it awkward at the very least. And it works out because Celtic have actually managed to retain the ball in a dangerous area. The pass is loose, but once again Rangers can only clear it to a body in green and white. McGregor does a decent enough job of dealing with that. Switched out far side. Here's Yang again. Cut back for Arndt. Led back towards the South Korean. Ball into the box is not the worst, honestly. Could have caught the keeper off guard if he wasn't switched on to it, but otherwise not too bad. We need Bernardo one and a switch up at the back, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely options we can go for. I suppose that is the one benefit. We might get to see some minutes for the new man of the day, although can I say that's highly unlikely. That's a fucking poor giveaway again, man. Why do you fuckers forget the concept of defending? Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, Casper. Casper is a fucking waste of time, man. Just get him to fuck the now. Get him and Nancy to fuck. What was that? They've just walked through and it's hit straight at you. This is what I was talking about. Butland's pulling off fucking saves in every corner of the fucking net. Schmeichel can't even save his own fucking skin. Yous have had 45 minutes of pure dominant football and yous have followed it up by 15 minutes of shite. It's fucking dumb. Actually fucking dumb. Get Schmeichel to fuck. Put him in the goddamn fucking glue factory. Fucking movement of an absolute horse. Prick. What the fuck was... I'm genuinely baffled by that. Like, it's not that hard of a shot to even really save, but of course, Casper rushes out, doesn't close the space down quick enough, and then gets his tiny wee toenail to it. Doesn't keep it for going in though. All because Ralston doesn't track a fucking run back because our defenders forget they have to defend. It's pathetic, man. I'm fucking... Yeah, here we go. Cannot be fucking arsed, man. We actually have a good 45 minute stint, and the first thing this prick does when he gets into the dressing room is tell them to do the polar opposite in the second half. I ain't even fucking bothered anymore. Pack your shit up and get to fuck you, French cunt. Just be nice about it, man, even if he fucking comes back and wins this. On top of the fucking 6 or 7 sitters, every single player, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 of them, and go fuck themselves as well. All the chances they fucking had and they decide to throw it under the bus for no reason. I genuinely hate Casper. I fucking despise the cunt. He's so bad. Pointless existence, man. His dad genuinely must be baffled about how the fuck he is genetically his son. Waste of fucking honor, man. Like, if we deserve to be losing, fair enough, but we just don't simply deserve to be behind at all. You need to shift. Please tell me he's onside. He misses anyway. What's the fucking point, man? Just get him to fuck as well. Dies and misses a sitter and Nancy starts happy clapping. Good for you, bro. I cannot be fucked with these cunts, man, at all. I'm genuinely so fed up with this. They give you a slight bit of hope and then rip it completely out. Too many fucking misses. Too many of them. They've had 3 shots on target and scored 2 of them. That's great. Bunch of spineless cunts for defenders, man. Honestly. Don't know what else to say besides that. Get rid of the whole fucking defence, man. 3 shots, 2 on target, and they scored twice. Like, what the fuck's the point in us even having a defence at this point? It's like they've made the game as hard as possible for themselves. It's almost impressive. But I'm not really even focusing on the game. To be honest with you, I might just end fucking stream and go to bed. And hopefully when I wake up that stupid cunt is sacked and gone for good. Bro just literally had to go out with the same game plan in the second half and he's completely changed it all to put us in defensively deeper for no reason. Like, what's the point in that? You had it figured out and you decide to switch it all up for no fucking reason other than because you want to, right? Why do you only show adaptability when it doesn't fucking need to be a thing? We just need the equaliser for our goddamn sanity's sake, because if we lose through this circumstance, it's even more fucking annoying. If Rangers dominate us and win, fair enough. It is what it is, you take it in the chin and move on, but the fact is they've been utter horse shit. But our fucking strikers combined have missed about 6 sitters this fucking game. It's pathetic. Maeda's missed about fucking 2, Kenny's missed about fucking 6. Butland's made a handful of great saves. Meanwhile, what's our goalkeeper done? Alright, rush out twice. And lose both fucking times. That's why you don't fix what isn't broken, Celtic Football Club. This is why. I'm not even mad if Rangers win the game. It's just the way they have such a scrappy, scummy ass performance, man. Done fuck all to actually entail that they're actually decent. Am I wrong? He's playing like he was at his first stint in Scotland and he was at Partick fucking Thistle. I'm pretty sure he was probably better then. I don't know what it is with our fucking team and making sure that we have goalkeepers that are at least a season past their best, and I will fucking play him every match. I know he has a save rate about 40% this season, but let's stick him in between the sticks for a game where chances matter. And Schmeichel has had 2 half chances. With the second one he should have fucking saved. I don't care what anyone says his position, for it was ridiculously bad. Meanwhile, Butland's on the other end, pulling off fucking late reaction stops, getting it scrapped off the line, doing what they need to do defensively, even though they're quite clearly the worst of the two sides right now. Meanwhile, our defensive strategy is hope. Just hope and pray. Sorry mate, but nobody believes in your fucking system, let alone you yourself. This is why. Even when we play good, we play shite. We just concede goals for fun. We still haven't had a clean sheet under Nancy. I don't think it will happen between now and he gets sacked. You need a record in the game in Rangers to win. Respectfully, guys, you just really don't deserve to win at all. Just got to hope for something in the next 25 minutes or so. Maybe some form of late reprieve, but I'm not really expecting it. That's a good switch for Rangers down that far side. Gisama's going to dance on it. Look at that, he's camping on a block. Who fucking knew? He's going to go behind for a goal kick. It's always the same stint of the game that we can see on as well, just after the second half starts. That's 3 games in a row we've done that, like between the 50th and 60th minute. Did it with St Mirren in the League Cup final, did it with Motherwell fucking last time out, and now we've done it with Rangers. He is consistently inconsistent, it's amazing. Tina, what the fuck are you doing, man? And somehow, yeah, of course, no foul for that. Oh, we're going to see our new man at the very least. Araujo is going to be coming on. Oh, you might need to look to the gods for some help here because we're going to fucking need it, mate. Araujo is on, McCowan is off. That's the change. No offence, valid enough, kid. Well, more than 2/3 of this game have comfortably been and gone now. Oh, I can see what they were trying to do there. It was the right intent for Rangers, it just doesn't work out at all. Corner kick for them instead. Ah, pure stress, man. Does it take you 10 minutes to set up a corner now? Come on to fucking Christ, we've been sitting here for 50 seconds waiting for you to swing this shit in. Eventually gets there, swung up and high. Straight in the hands of Casper. I'm surprised you didn't fucking save it in your own net, you spanner bag. Oh, but he's gone down injured now, of course he has. Oh, the reason he played shit today is because his legs were sore. Just get him off the fucking pitch, man. Bring some random prick out for the fucking stands and put him between the sticks. You probably get just about the same, if not more of an effective performance. Did he just land weird or something? Fuck knows, but he's on his feet now, so cool, I guess. And we just go back to side and around the back, even though we've realised that does not work. Casper, loose pass, it's going to bounce up and awkward for Tierney. He can't fucking control it, because of course he can't. His legs are gone, man. And Rangers have a chance to come forward for a potential third. Deflects out instead. So I think a lot of people are in the same boat. It's been a very different second half to the first. The first half we were comfortably the better side, no real issues or dangers. Could have had about fucking 4 goals if the strikers had any form of ability. But all I'm saying is Kenny can get to fuck. He's a useless cunt. Schmeichel as well, put them both in a bus and park them out somewhere. Wilson's gone down holding his nuts. I guess he got hurt. Oh wait, to be fair, he did take a bit of a solo on. Yeah, he got blitzed. But I love how that's not a foul. It's one of those, man. That's what it is. Played shot. Rangers try to go into the box. That's... I wouldn't really even call that clearance. I'd call it something. Cross into the box, sent over everybody and away, and that's going to be a throw in the far side instead. Mum, was meant to be doing a meet and greet. It's been cancelled. He's coming back. Watch our space. Fingers fucking crossed, man. We just need some form of consistency for our own sake. Oh, for fuck's sake, Rangers are in behind again here. Casper! Casper, man! No, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm done with him. I'm done with him. I am done with him. I am done with him. I am absolutely finished with this motherfucking guy. Get him to fuck the now. It's another shot that's hit straight at him and it's going through him. I'm genuinely impressed. You've had 4 shots face you this entire match and you've conceded 3 of them. That's insane. I'm actually fucking impressed. I am impressed by the inability of goalkeeping brilliance for you, you fucking stupid cunt. Get the fuck back to Denmark and fucking stay there. Shouldn't have tried to follow in your daddy's footsteps, big man, because you're a fucking pathetic variant of it. What the fuck was that, man? Seriously. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing wrong with what the boys do. It should be a very simple and savable shot. Trusty gets him to go as far away from the goal as possible, but it just gets hit across him, and for whatever reason, he doesn't save it. Despite the fact that Trusty's deflection actually takes it closer to him, he somehow still gets it fucking wrong. This is insane. I'm genuinely impressed. Fair enough, honestly. Fair fucking dues. Honestly, it's not a bad thing if they win. At least we get rid of the fucker quicker. See in January, towards the end of it, get Schmeichel on a bus, get him to fuck. Fans are leaving and getting the finger to the board as they walk past, and I don't blame them. Honestly, if I was one of them, I'd jump up and try and clock one of them in the fucking nose. Bunch of spineless bastards. It's translated onto the pitch. Tale of 2 halves. Tale of 2 halves. Fuck me. Honestly, good for Rangers. They've just shown exactly how to expose us without even trying. It's literally just let us make our own mistakes, hit the shot towards goal in any capacity, and Schmeichel will find a way. Useless prick. You shouldn't be shocked, guys. Oh, you take Kenny off now. Fantastic. Fuck this guy, honestly, man. Fucking French dude that coaches in America and we think he's a solution for Scottish football. Sure, bro. Nygren and Kenny are off. It's the 2 Japanese boys that are on Rio and Yamada. Nah, in terms of goal difference, we're fine. They'd need to score like 2 or 3 more. Congratulations to Horton. Wouldn't even say that in confidence, man. They'll probably go through a patch where they lose like 5 or 6 games straight, then Rangers will do it towards the end of the season, then Celtic will fucking do it. This season is just going to be the case of who is the least incompetent out of the 3. It's fair to say the most incompetent out of the 3 are we're fucking watching them in full 4K HD right now. Utter fucking wankers. It is night and day between the first 45 and the... not even fucking the second 45. We've only played about fucking 30 of this. But I'm really just... I'm fed up with Schmeichel. Full stop, bottom line, man. That cunt is bad. He's bad at football. I don't get why people do that shit though. Hearts and Rangers title racing coming. It's not going to be a title race between those two. We'll still be in it as long as we sack Nancy. We get Martin O'Neill in tomorrow, then everyone's pretty much on an even keel with the exception of Hearts, who are ahead by a few points. And consider the fact that Rangers have to play Hearts about 2 or 3 times and Celtic still need to play Hearts twice at least. It's more than a comfortable enough point swing. But we need to get them out now. Like today. Like literally before this match even ends, I want to see one of the board members walk out onto the fucking touchline, shake his hand and then tell me to fuck off. I said I don't mind if Rangers win. It's just they better win by deserving it. They have not deserved shit, man. They barely deserved a goal out of this game, yet we fucking gave them 3. Which is basically the same against St Mirren, the same way against Roma, the same way against basically any fucking team we face. Playing with 3 at the back is dumb as shit. It is now undisputable, but I guarantee you if he somehow does get a chance to play another game, he's going to fucking do the same bullshit anyway, so it is what it is, I suppose. Done with them though. I am finished with this team for a while. What are the next few games? Should actually check that then out, see if I want to even be asked doing them. Jeez. Next one's against Dundee in the 10th. Definitely not even going to bother covering that one. Maybe the one on the 14th against Falkirk might be worth it. Yeah, maybe two games to cover this month. And we've got Hearts at the end of the month as well, so probably that one. And that's about it. See, what it boils down to virtually is the fact that we can't force the ball out. Right, we can sit and protest and bitch and do this, that and the next thing, but unless somebody really fucking rich as hell decides to come in and go, I'm buying this, we just have to shut the fuck up and accept it. But here's the difference, they can control who's in charge, who's actually doing the tactics, so the very least they can fucking do is admit their flaws and cut this guy out while we have the chance. Get Martin O'Neill back and see what we can do. Like, that's literally the only kind of semi-reasonable thing we can do right now based on what's happened. Because you honestly think the board are going to look at this and be like, ah, fuck it, man, we'll just resign. Not going to harm. I wish it would. My dreams would fucking love that shit, but just seems highly unlikely given the circumstances right now. Best thing we can hope for is that we score maybe in the next 5-10 minutes and try and grab something towards the end of the game. But based on the fact that we went from, actually I say that, and Butland comes out and claims it. See, that's the difference between 2 goalkeepers. One that's on form and one that isn't. Sunderland goalkeepers would have saved it. Yep. Rangers are just getting all the luck in the fucking world, man. It bounces off Suter and somehow the ball gets killed enough to just spin on the line, basically. Butland's easily able to gather it. We should have been 4-over up. Yeah, 100%. If we didn't have Nancy, if we just reverse time back to Martin O'Neill and kept him in charge, we'd be ahead. We would be on top of the fucking table, let's be honest. But Nancy's came in and absolutely fucking ruined every bit of fucking momentum through this team from top to bottom. And he has one good 45-minute stint and then forgets how to just do anything else after that. Second half in comparison has been absolute fucking shite. And honestly, don't blame some of the fans that are deciding to call it quits and leave early, but I love the ones that are walking in front of the board to give them the finger on the way out to basically be like, you're useless. Yang is, yeah, genuinely, see with the exception of maybe Yang and probably McGregor. Yeah, I'd say Yang and McGregor. Those two I feel a bit bad for, because McGregor's at least trying to cover the ground and still trying to hype the boys up. And Yang ran his fucking heart out, but the rest of them, definitely a lot less passion displayed in the second half, just full stop. Schmeichel, you can't come. He actually punched one out. Surprised he didn't grab it and throw it in his own fucking net in style. I'm honestly half expecting him at the end of this match to take the fucking Celtic shirt off and there'll be a Rangers one underneath. It's genuinely how fucking detrimentally bad he has been for us. Oh, Jesus Christ, that could have honestly been a chance for Rangers to get him behind for a fourth. Loose pass and we get away with it. I've just never seen a manager concede, like, how many goals has he conceded now? Like fucking near enough 20 at this point. And scored what, like 6? No wonder Columbus were screaming at the bit to get rid of him. Home goals in the 76th, aye, I'd be right, that's a great fucking start to bring up, man. This season. What about under Nancy? That would be fucking deadline 0. I suppose while we're here though, if you're... I should probably bring up this, actually, do it. Hello, consider subscribing. My suffering is endless right now. I hate that so much. But fair enough, it is what it is. Please consider subscribing if you're new here. If not, leave a like. We've got a goal for 25 on these types of streams, so any help towards that would be pretty much appreciated. That is all. That's all the things. Kind of glad I'm muting my phone, it's got busy as hell. I'll throw in on the far side, got 10 minutes left and then probably I'd imagine about 3 or 4 additional time. So for the sake of our own fucking sanity, we need something in the next few minutes. And it's an overhead pass, and you could have stopped but you kept running anyway, as if you didn't have eyes to see that. Same shit as always, man. I don't get why McCowan's getting shit, Jim. He's not even on the pitch right now. Casper I fully agree with, and Gilles is a bit harsh. Radio commentary's already talking about Nancy enough, because every manager, like, you cannot, as a manager, lose all the unimportant games and the major ones. If you fuck up once every like 10 matches on average as a Celtic or Rangers manager, it's not detrimental, right? You're like, okay, it is what it is. This cunt has fucked it up every single time. Bottom line. 2 wins against a shitty Aberdeen side that is completely out of form, and a Livingston side that we made look way more comfortable. Way more comfortable than they actually are. But in the games that matter, we just vanish. We have good stints. Like I said, the first 45 was fantastic, but the second half in comparison, just not good enough, and that's been nice about it. Rangers have formed 3 chances, 2 of which should have been saved. Let's be fully fucking honest. The first one you can kind of forgive, but it's just poor defensive decision making. It's like they've decided collectively as a defensive unit to give up. It's a good little taking touch there. The cutting's not too bad. Overlapping touch is decent enough. Takes a big deflection. Rangers will kind of just stab it off the line. Good punt away. Celtic are trying to keep the press engaged at the very least. That's very kind of you, Smells. Subscribed. Young has tried everything today. He's the only one that I can genuinely give a lot of respect to. But he's helping fucking solo on the line at some point, so fair enough for him, but I thought the taxi needs to be phoned relatively soon. Likewise with you, Kane. You take it easy, man. Do enjoy it. Corner kick to be swung in. It'd be nice if we can grab something for a set piece, but we've had very little luck with that as a whole this season. Going for absolutely supreme football to spineless. Seems about right for an Nancy side. He should have passed that about 10 minutes earlier. Eventually gets away to McGregor. Crossing could be potentially threatening. It's not too bad, but Butland comes out, claims it once again. That's been the difference today. A goalkeeper that can save shots and a goalkeeper that can't. Guys, if there's anyone that's man of the match for them, it'll probably be Butland, let's be honest. Without him, they would have been out of this game before the 30th fucking minute even hit. Instead, for whatever reason, we've somehow went out in the second half, conceded 3 goals. It's almost impressive. Only got about 4 or 5 minutes of this shit left to suffer through, thankfully, so that's good. Everything about this sucks, man. I appreciate the people that joined us though. We're over 1810 now, which is very nice. Watchalong, I need to break down basic business to you, man, because that shit pisses me off. It's like, oh, because my opinion is my opinion, everyone else is wrong. Everyone's right in their own way, right? Break it down systematically. Rodgers failed the first time round because he was a greedy cunt and bit way more than he could chew, and he got parked out because he wanted to fuck off down to Leicester. That's his fault, not the board's. Second time round, Ange, sure, but we gave him a bunch of fucking money and he was pathetic in Europe. That's probably why that decision was based, and he still won everything that he needed to do domestically, so it was not as if he failed, right? He just left because Tottenham offered him a shit ton more money, and even if the board put down everything they had, that's about as much as Tottenham earned in one season. So, no, wouldn't even say that's the case. This time round, yes, because they decided to put a guy who had no fucking reason to be a manager in here. Nancy is a bad decision. But everybody, including the fans, were saying that from the get-go. We don't know who this guy is. He's very, very limited in terms of knowledge. It's just stupid across the board, man. The board are at fault for lack of investment, lack of kind of depth and more or less a direction of what they're trying to do. There's no game plan. There's just no consistency or cohesiveness between any rung of the ladder, let's say. You can't blame a specific rung. If the ladder's fucked, the entire ladder is fucked. It's not just 1 or 2 rungs, right? And in turn, they're all getting prickly with each other, let's say. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's a bad argument to make on your end as well. Opinions are opinions, but they're not fact. And the fact is, this board, just like the players, just like the manager, are all underperforming severely. Severely bad. What do you think about the new signing? I can't really say he's done much since he's came on, but he has been forced to play a more defensive role and we've been attacking a lot the last 10 minutes. For the little bits I've seen, it's kind of what I said. He's a bit direct, but he's just playing it safe with the passes. Scales and Forrest are on, Tierney and Ralston are off. That's the final changes. Rodgers was falling in as well before O'Neill came in. They all do. Every manager's going to have their flaws in their own way, right? Ladder's fucked up and we're blaming the step. No, the manager's part of the ladder. If you can sit here and make a convincing case that this isn't Nancy's fault tactically, then by all means, but it's different. Right, under Rodgers it wasn't really the tactics, maybe the side-to-side shit was a bit annoying, but it was more or less his style of attack. But I think we would take that style of football over this style of football every day of the week without question. Like I said, I get the point you're trying to make. It's totally valid in its own ways, right? You can pick whatever part of the puzzle and realistically makes sense. If you want to blame the players, you can, because some of them have definitely lowered their standards. If you want to blame the coach, you can, because his tactics are stale and so is his ability to adapt. If you want to blame the board, you absolutely fucking can as well, because yeah, the lack of investment, the lack of ability to actually have a clear set goal and good communication with the fans, they just let us down pretty much on all fronts, right? And even to the extent some of the fans are to blame, because some stupid pricks basically took the Green Brigade away and that's killed the atmosphere. So yeah, from top to bottom, you can make a case for any part of it, to be honest. But for me, this game, yeah, this is as good as a sign to get rid of Nancy. No disrespect to the guy or anything, I'm sure he's probably a lovely fella, but as a coach he's fucking miserable and I don't want anything to do with him ever again. This was a massive learning experience on a lot of fronts. Why are you adding 5 additional minutes? For what exactly? I'm confused, but we've got 5 additional minutes to play through. A few more minutes, I need to be live against my will. Splendid. I mean, fuck yeah, no man. Genuinely, in the first half there was Kenny's, in fact 2 of Kenny's shots. There was the kind of running chance for Maeda with the ball skipped behind him, as well as the Yang header as well, I'm pretty sure. Nah, 100% man. Miovski's on for Sherniti, that's a final change for them I would imagine. Celtic would drain now, all that fast half energy is now gone. Exactly. That new physio coach has clearly got his work cut out for him. Not as if he's came into a great position in the fucking first place. It's got to be a red card, surely. No, it's a yellow for some reason. Miovski's on the pitch for 10 seconds and tries to break a leg and only gets carded yellow for that. Where he studs up it. Oh right, no, his studs ain't up. I thought his studs were up in there. No, that's fine, yellow's fair. I thought he went in pure stud to the side for no reason. No, so the puck officially starts to clear its way out. Fair to say the only player worth really commending, with the exception of maybe McGregor, is Yang. Feel for him. Kenny can fuck off. Send him back on loan to goddamn fucking Shamrock. Of course he's only decent in the Irish League. Maybe a chance here. Yamada trying to force the issue, it's just bobbling and bouncing around, eventually hooked away by a Ranger's body. Scales. Cross in, isn't miserable. Bounces around, it's still dangerous. Nobody's getting on the end of it, still dangerous. And of course the luck just bounces Rangers' way again. They get away with that one too. And another one into the box and overlaps past everyone as well. What they should do virtually, see what they do in like old FIFA where you could just reset your entire ultimate team. Just do that. Start from scratch. Clean slate wouldn't be the baddest thing in the world right now, honestly. Just get a few board members in that are actually semi-competent, get a manager in that's semi-competent, and have some players in the team that are semi-competent, and we're laughing. I respect the attempt to cut that one out, it doesn't necessarily work. Rio's done well to win that back though. Good feet, gets out towards Forrest. Come back into space, rolled across, McGregor. And towards Araujo. Be curious to see what he does here. That's not bad actually, forces a shot, but Butland, like, the theme of this entire match. Good save. Gets down low, pushes it away for a corner. Don't think the surprise really lies in the result. It's more about how fucking different the first and second half was. Genuinely, man. Night and day difference. Been the dominant side, but the only score that matters is the one at the top after the 94 minutes have basically been and gone, and it's 3-1, so they win. That's all that fucking matters. That's all Rangers would have cared about. They wouldn't have gave a shit if we had 50 shots and they had one and won 1-0. At the end of the day, going to your rival's place and picking up points is a hard thing to do, and they've done that. Just fucking ridiculous considering the stats. We've got about 6 seconds left to suffer through, thankfully. Just waiting on the referee's whistle now. That was fucking miserable. Fair enough to Rangers. Give them credit where it's due, man. But fuck's sake, we really need to start figuring shit out and fast. Not a good performance at all. Can't fault Nancy for it. We can. Second half was definitely his fault. He pushed us way too far back. McGregor was practically fucking sitting just outside his box half of the goddamn half, and that's us playing the more attacking style of football. You can blame everyone from top to bottom. The only one that's exception for the blame today is Yang. So, you know, Yang gets a small, because at least he fucking tried. That's it. Nobody else really deserves any credit. Casper can fuck off, man. I'm genuinely, I've said it for fucking almost a year now that he's past it, but that game today has confirmed it. He is not even slightly confident in his own abilities. Why the fuck are we trusting him in between the sticks? Bad example of a goddamn experienced goalkeeper letting it get him, thinking that it's easier than it will be, and there you go. I know his depth, and he concedes 2 of the worst goals probably we'll see him concede. The third one in specific is fucking dreadful. Anyone that hasn't watched the match, watch that back. My god. But it happens, right? We move on. We just have to take it in the chin and move on. Fuck the manger. I wouldn't do that, man. That's probably illegal in a lot of ways. Fuck the manager, aye, fair enough. See, that we can agree on virtual 100%. The entire management structure from the board level to the manager and some of the players need to go. There needs to be a major shake-up. Simple as that. If he wants to save any form of dignity, I think Nancy will probably have to leave on his own terms, let's be honest. But it'd be very surprising to see if that even happens. But that's it. That's all there needs to be talked about, basically. We lose. Again, surprise, shock, all of the words. If you want a little look at the table, there you go. Celtic are still just about on, well, ahead, but it literally equalised on goal difference now, so we're pretty much only ahead on goals for, which is 4. So we're ahead by 4 goal difference. That's it. That's all that separates us. And considering the fact how fucking awful Rangers started the season, this is baffling. I mean, just look at this table. This isn't a Scottish League table at all when you actually look at it on paper, right? Hearts are sitting there, like, apparently dominating being up top, even though they've drawn 5 times and lost twice. Celtic don't even do that the entire fucking season when they're actually semi-competent. But this season, look at it between Celtic and Rangers, right? 8 draws for Rangers, 2 for fucking Celtic, 6 losses for Celtic, and fucking 2 for Rangers. Like, I'm sorry that anyone that wins this league this season shouldn't feel happy about it. Maybe Hearts, obviously, because it'll be their first title in a long ass time. But if Celtic and Rangers go on to win this season, it won't be anything more than just being like that, and thank fuck for that, like that type of scenario. Bring back St. Martin. I think it might have to be something along those lines. Bring back an option that's actually fucking sustainable and can actually improve the team rather than stabilise it. We want someone that can take the team and run it effectively. So we can do that, brilliant. I don't think Martin O'Neill would get that same discredit because he was first of all able to do it quite comfortably with a side that actually had less bodies in it than they did today. And more importantly, it's Martin O'Neill. Anyone that has the audacity to insult Martin O'Neill when it's Martin O'Neill is just dumb. He's a man that understands the club through and through, so if he does come back, I wouldn't be against it. Personally, it would be nice to have someone that's competent as an interim coming in until the end of the season, and then we can maybe look at who's available in the summer. That's what a lot of us said back in November. It looks like it might have to be the approach that we go with this time round. Like I said, I don't have any bad blood towards Nancy as a person, but as a coach, he's just not good at all. He's shit, so I don't think it's sensible to keep him, to be honest. But who knows, again. Yeah, as you kind of said, it comes down to the higher ups, right? They're the ones that make those key decisions at the end of the day, and if they don't make the right ones, then, well, we're basically back at square one, because obviously they won't want to sack Nancy without an idea of who they want to bring in afterwards, so I'll be curious to see how that kind of adapts over time. Yeah, and it seems like a lot of people are. The trending discussion is, yep, Nancy's tactics are under fire. Apparently people are talking about how good Schmeichel was, despite the fact he had 2 shots that were straight at the goalkeeper and somehow both of them went in Young's goal, which, fair enough, because Young's goal was a belter. It was pretty much the only major positive from this game. If a solid striker was in place with that game's 1-5-3, yeah. To be honest, man, fucking Kenny. I get that people, he's Irish and he loves Celtic, he's the perfect, like, who fucking cares, man? Like, that whole traditional spiel, get it to fuck, who cares? We need players that are actually effective, and Kenny is not effective. Yamada is pretty much pointless, so both of them can fuck off in January for all I care. I don't really understand the point of either of them, and we could bring in 2 or 3 respectable replacements if we have any actual coming back for injury at some point, then that'd be great too, but we definitely need to overhaul a good amount of this, just from top to bottom. Let's be fully fucking honest. But if you're curious about the next game, pull that up. I don't know which one I'll be covering, to be honest with you. You'll see me live for one of these two, I think, at the very least. It'll either be Celtic at home against Dundee United or Falkirk away. And those games are on the 10th and, I think, 13th or 14th, respectively, sorry. Oh, it says it right there. I won't be covering the cup match, to be honest with you, the same way that I probably won't be covering a few of these other ones, to be quite frankly honest, but yeah, I think we take a little break. Our first game of the new year goes to absolute shit, as pretty much the end of our 2025 was. If we got anyone in the academy we could try, not really. Not that's good enough to get into the starting 11 consistently. I mean, you might have players like Dane Murray who could work defensively, I guess, but that's really about it. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe the board decide to figure some shit out, but we can only, hypothesise and guess, right? Like, if they decide to sack Nancy within the next hour or two, great. It's something at least. But I mean, yeah, I think Virtual's right to the sense that I think a lot of people will use him as a scapegoat for the last few months. The board certainly fucking will, but they need to just take that, essentially. Accept that they fucked up and made a bad choice and just let him go, pay him the severance package that he's due, let him fuck off, bring in someone that's half competent. That's all we can do. So this disappointment leads to better things. Have a good one. Exactly. The only place you can go when you hit rock bottom, bro, is directly up. So that's kind of my hope anyway. Well, I'm going to get money to win game the money. Maybe not all of it, but certainly a decent amount of it to at least fix the fucking team as a premise. It'd be like, right, cool. whatever system you play, we'll find a manager that makes sense to fit with that style. And if Martin O'Neill knows that he doesn't have to fucking sit there and play with specific set tactics, he'll come in and just go back to that flow that worked. So hopefully something like that happens. But yeah, I think that's all that really needs to be covered for this stream. To be fully honest, I don't think there's too much else to really touch on. To be quite frank, I think we did all the things that we needed to do. I'm not too fussed, honestly. I'm just kind of frustrated at the style we lost rather than the fact that we actually lost. I was expecting us not to win the game, so it hurts a little less on that front, but it's still fucking stupid how we threw it away. How good that opening 45 to the closing 45 was, it is night and day. But Rangers are back on level terms, so we can sit there and officially say now, game on. If Hearts win later on, then obviously that gap grows ever still further, but it's not totally unsurmountable for either of the Glasgow sides. They won't even repair the stadium. Well, they've been trying bits here and there. But stadiums are different, right? That's because it's planning and shit. You need to go through the councils and government for certain stadium upgrades and shit. Paperwork mostly. It's Britain in a nutshell. But yeah, I'm going to get ready to head off. I think that's all the things that need to be covered, so get the music on and we'll get ready to park off. Likewise with you, Pedro. Cheers for joining us, brother. You have a nice rest of your day as well. Try not to let the result get to you too much. But yeah, so thank you for watching, thank you for coming along. Like I said, it won't necessarily be either one of these. I'll take my pick. If you're in the Discord, you can probably get more of a direct answer from me in a few coming days, whether it will be the game against Dundee or the one against Falkirk I'll cover. It will really just depend. But yeah, 10th and 14th of January respectively. There'll be a notification probably in the Discord about 10-15 minutes before I go live, or alternatively you can just put the notification badge on down at the bottom if you would want to do that as well. Thanks for suffering this shit. Trust me, bro, I wanted to end the stream so earlier, but it is what it is, right? You take it in the chin, you move on. Fair play to Rangers, it is what it is, but everybody knows that that was more just down to us not taking our chances rather than Rangers taking theirs. We had a semi-competent striker and a semi-competent goalkeeper. That game isn't even fucking close, but fair play to them. Butland's definitely man of the match for them, 100%. Oh, that's cute. Yous were raging less than a few months ago, the same way yous will be at the end of the season when Hearts somehow fucking beat yous to it. It's nice to be sacked, hopefully later today, fingers crossed, Thomas. Who knows? Who fucking knows? It's one of those. But yeah, like I said, for anyone that's been here for a little bit of the stream or the whole stream, thank you very much for doing so. Like I said, you can join us in the next one if you would like to do so, and there's obviously the name of the Discord down in the description if you would like to join and obviously talk shit. Oh, for fuck's sake, right, see, we fucking rats like you, man, yous are the worst of the worst. Moderators, can somebody fucking banish him into the spirit realm? For some reason my chat doesn't want to come up. I'm going to do this before. No, of course, yeah, you're going to be shy as well. Nice. Man, there's some really sad motherfuckers out here, aren't there? Well, that solves that problem. Anyway, I'm going to boost off. Those people right there, they can kill themselves. Sad excuses of human beings that they are, but it is what it is. Fair enough. We're enough. Catch yous after. See yous in the next stream. Until then, hello and have a good one. Enjoy yourselves, boys. Enjoy yourselves. Not too bad. Not too bad at all.